Wouldn't it be great if we could help people see and feel the pain that they inflict onto others? What kind of world would this be if everyone could feel the pain that they inflict onto others? Do you think that would change our behavior? You think that might solve a lot of problems? Is this something that's on our to-get list or our to-do list? What does he mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is that if we corrected the fall of mankind, if we didn't feel that disconnect that's not located here but in every cell in our body, if we weren't missing that coherent sunlight energy that helps us feel one with everyone, then this world would be different, and we would already feel that way, don't you see? This is possible. We can help people feel the pain that is around everywhere simply by bumping up our biophoton levels. That's the thing that's missing. That's why we're able to do all the crazy things we do. We believe in absurdity, so we commit atrocities. And it was the cooking of the food that would allow us to do something as horrible as kill an animal. Because we have the disconnect, don't you see? Yes, killing the animal darkened our behavior even more when we ate it, killing it and eating it. But that's not the beginning. The first cause was cooking of the food, killing of the food. When we did that, that's the disconnect that most people don't feel. They don't realize the cruel and sinful thing they do when they eat an animal. For when you eat it, you're just as guilty as killing it. And in America, the average 70-year-old person in this country is responsible for eating and therefore killing 11 cows, 1 calf, 3 sheep and lamb, 23 hogs, 45 turkeys, 1,097 chickens, and 861 pounds of fish. And if it was 1 fish per pound, that would be 2,041 lives the average 70-year-old here in America has taken for only one reason: gluttony. We don't need those animals for survival, and except for in unique situations. We are opportunistic eaters. If we have to, we will. And at one time, maybe that's what we had to do. I don't think so. I think we made the mistake by cooking the food, and that's what allowed us to continue on and eat animals we weren't biologically adapted to eat, and eat plants we weren't biologically adapted to eat, and then create these machines that allowed us to process foods that were not biologically adapted to eat, and then to use chemicals that were never meant to be anywhere on this planet. Man is sick. There's something wrong with us. We've got the wrong mentality, and we don't sense that we're all one with everything. That's the problem. And the beauty about correcting the fall of mankind is we gain back that lost sense, our sixth sense, our spidey sense. It's the coherent sunlight energy that's stored in the nucleus of all of our cells, and cells use to communicate and sense it's all one with everything. We don't have that cellular communication. We have chaos instead. We have a disconnect. We don't feel the pain we inflict onto others. There is a way for us to help everyone on this planet understand what this journey is all about, and that is to correct the fall of mankind. We got to do that. We got to go upstream and get reconnected. Stop destroying those biophotons that are used to then connect to everything. It's faster than the speed of light. So there's really a simple solution. If you love animals, if you don't want to eat them and have other people eat them, convince them not to cook their food, because when you sell that story, you get a whole lot better results. I mean, huge, huge. The raw vegan diet compared to a starch solution is a joke. You can't heal at the same level with a starch solution. Sure, you're going to prevent some degenerative diseases from happening, and you will also reduce your chances. Hang on. Boy, she was really tangled up that time. Man, she was about to bite through there. But you also reduce your chances of those diseases, but that's it. It doesn't do anything to all those other problems we have, and it's just a drop in the bucket compared to all the rest of the problems. The starch solution is a good transition to get you to at least stop eating the animals, but you got to stop cooking the food. The Rawtel 4 is a good transition to get you going, but it's not a standard to aim at. If you want the best, you got to stop cooking your food. There's 5 main mistakes we're making, and the less of those, the better. And good luck, my friends. Good luck, I'm telling you, especially with the cooking. As Plato said, whatever deceives man seems to produce a magical enchantment. That's what the cooking does. It creates this false hunger that we feel down here. It's a morbid sensation, it's a withdrawal symptom, just like the chemicals they use to put in tobacco. They put like 3,000 chemicals into a cigarette, so as soon as you quit smoking one, within a minute or two, you have a withdrawal symptom, a craving to light up another. Same thing with cooked food. It's not quite that instantaneous, but we get this all gone feeling down here. It's a false hunger. You're under a hunger spell. That's what the cooking does to us. We have to accept this flaw in our behavior and do our best to correct it. And I think the best solution is to have a minimal biophoton level. And I'm not sure what that has to be. And of course, it's going to have to be optimal for our so-called leaders and criminals who don't know how to behave. So we got to help, protect society the best we can by making sure they're as connected as possible. No guarantee that's enough. Might have to keep locking them up like we do now. But that's all down the road. We don't know for sure how that's going to go. This is an exciting time to live right now, my friends. Never before is there a time for us to help people feel pain that they inflict. And there's only one way to do it. Get them to eat raw food. More raw food. And because that's so hard, I added a preliminary step to eating raw food, and that's the juice fast, the solid food vacation, where what we get to do is see results about 10 times faster, and we're not hungry. Energy level skyrockets for most of us. Every now and then it dips down. Cleansing reactions vary depending upon where you are. I came into this as an athlete, and I didn't have any cleansing reactions to speak of except one day for a few seconds. I had it twice, 5 minutes apart. That's when I released about 80 diverticuli that were those herniated blowouts on the side of my colon wall. It was mind-boggling. That's the only time I felt any type of cleansing reaction. Felt a little nauseous as they came out. All of a sudden, boom, came out. Boom, a bunch of them. Otherwise, if you're pretty healthy going into this and you have accumulated a bunch of stuff, you really shouldn't be having cleansing reactions if you're supporting those organs of elimination properly. So go down below into the description box and you go to a seminar I gave on how to do this and support those organs of elimination. Very important. You want to take it one day at a time and do the best you can. No one's judging here anybody. You just try to do the best you can. I always try to help people benefit from my experience. It took me 2 years, fasting on 6 different occasions before I woke up and said, gosh darn it, John, 2 of those were for 30 days. And I was still pooping at the very end of that. What made you think of stopping? Well, I went into it saying I'm going to go, 30 days. So I knew when to start breaking the fast, and that's how I planned it out. So I went into it with a pre-programmed number. 7th time I didn't go in with a pre-programmed number. I said, let's go till you at least stop pooping. My God, why would you stop while you're still pooping? Didn't make any sense, especially since I was documenting all of it. And it was the most exciting 3 months of my life because I had a 20-pound cesspool come out of me. So this is extremely exciting. You don't believe me? Listen to the Dr. Roba interview. Go down to the description box and listen to his experience when he was on day 21 being interviewed by these 2 women. You could tell how excited he was and how much weight he lost and how his health improved and how he realized, my God, this is the answer. And then you can watch the Deborah Duncan show and watch 6 people that have done this. And then look at the comments in the description box. Not only in this video, but all the other videos, people are sharing their experiences and telling what's happening on certain days. So you'll see certain people's names and you'll know they're on a certain day. We'll go back and look at certain days and see if you can find some of their older posts or comments. I'm telling you, this is exciting stuff. This is not something that people make up. When people say, oh, there's no old stuff inside of you, that just shows you how dense you are and how you've been bombarded with certain information that you won't allow the truth to come into you when it comes, because this is easily verifiable. Read the comments down below. I'm not making anything up. I document everything that happened to me for the 1,200 days plus that I've done this in 24 years. I'm a scientist. This is what I do. Document everything. And it's mind-boggling when you keep track of the stuff that comes out of us. That's the thing we have to understand. We literally have a serpent that's inside of us. And this pollutes our blood and our thoughts. It affects us in ways we really can't appreciate until it does come out of us. And this is part of why we don't feel one with everything, because everything is supposed to vibrate at a certain frequency. And as long as we're toxic inside, our cells and tissues aren't going to be vibrating at the right frequency either. There are these cosmic energy vibrations, and every organ and tissue is supposed to vibrate at a certain frequency. So this gets out of whack also because we're eating the wrong food. So that in conjunction with, so when you clean that out and you bump up your biophotons, you flush out that cesspool in your colon, your lymph system cleans itself out, and now the cells and all the tissues are emptying out their waste matter, and there's no more high blood sugar, because now the cells are clean and can receive the sugar, provided your hormonal systems are working and you're producing all the enzymes you need. So this is how it can get complicated. If there's any damage, if certain organs aren't working, then we need to make sure we give the body what it would be given it if those organs were working. So there's a time and a place to not only correct those 5 main mistakes and satisfy all those other essential needs, but we also have to realize that we might be damaged. Society's damaged. We've got to do a lot of work down there. We talked about doing away with the money supply system, taking back our money supply so that it's no more based on usury. Then we talked about how the environment in our body, our anatomy, has been damaged. And now we've got this other group of needs. So if we're damaged, you've got to play a really active role in figuring out what to do. It's not so much what you got as what you've been doing. Then compare that to what you got. Because when you look more at what you do, you go, okay, I haven't been doing anything right in this area, so it only makes sense I'd have some sort of warning sign, and that's what the disease process is. It's nothing but part of our feedback system. So whenever we don't like what we got to take a close look at what we do and take a close look at what we believe, and there's a good chance what you're going to find, if you can look at this honestly, is that you believe what everyone else believes, and that's why we're still in hell. Because we don't realize we're making the biggest mistake of all. That's the fall of mankind. That's the one mistake very few people can acknowledge and accept. It's devastating and frightening to think, oh my God, that means no more this and no more this and no more this and no more this. Oh God Almighty, I don't want to entertain that idea. But life is an illusion. Most people have no idea how this world could be if we stopped making the fall of mankind in the present day. We're keeping it alive. We're keeping this mistake alive, and we're passing it down from one generation to the next. So it's time to put an end to this madness. It's time to get excited. If you haven't done this yet, go down, watch my video on how to do this, and I guarantee you, my friends, when you do, you're in for a treat.